Ben has turned something to open that tap to say, come on, believe in yourself.
This is Jonathan Agger, Fifth Pro Boxing Fans, joined by Johnny Nelson here at his own gym. You've done a lot of things with Spencer Oliver, podcasts, things like that, and now you're here, as we see, Duffy Boxing here in East London. Johnny, tell us a bit about it.
I think this is a child of the boxing app that we were involved in a while ago. Kieran Duffy and Chris, a friend of ours, we all got our heads together to get something like this created so we can do it up and down the country. So we started here in Stratford, an area that it's not got the greatest of reputations, but it's bringing something back into a community, and that's what boxing clubs are about. And it's not just about producing champions; it's about creating community. And here in East London, they need something like this, and the dream is to do them up and down the country, and so be it. It's a great start, good turnout, and potentially, I'm looking forward to it.
This sport sometimes gets criticised, by people who say, it's too dangerous and things like that. But how much does it help people get off the streets and give them some purpose?
Boxing is stood the test of time. Boxing, our gym, I want to say our gym, Brendan's gym in Sheffield, produced 6 world champions. I think it was 16 British champions, 8 Commonwealth, 9 European, and they were the tip of the iceberg. The real champions were the people that he worked with in and around the community. His funeral, I saw so many people there, and they talked about, Brendan did this for me, Brendan did that for me. The gym, it was a place of community, a place where people could come to, where they could just feel safe and feel comfortable. I wouldn't have boxed if I didn't go to Brendan's gym. I wouldn't have done anything. I felt comfortable there. The downside of that was actually having to box, and if anything like that can be created in areas like this and up and down the country, then even if it's at 1% of what the kind of work Brendan did in communities, to me, he's done a job.
Was this something you always wanted to sort of get your teeth into?
I've always wanted to do something like this. I wanted to do it myself in Sheffield, but the opportunities have come to start in London and work our way up. Hopefully I want to bring something like this to Sheffield as well myself, and I've got the team, I've got the people there that want to do it, but it's taking time, so it's got to start somewhere. Unfortunately, I'm working with a team of people that are probably along the same mindset as well, the same goal.
And how much did Brendan and what he did inspire you to do things like this, and how proud do you think you'd be of this?
You know what, I think Brendan taught something that's very rare, which is common sense to be used, and to me it costs nothing to be nice and polite and respectful, and we forget, if we take care of our own doorsteps, then everything, the world will be a better place. And I know it might sound like a bit of a cliche, but it's the truth. So I just think we've got to stop somewhere.
So is it a professional gym? Is it for amateurs or people that just want to train?
Everything, just like our gym was. Everything. You could walk in there. You could be professional training there. You could go in there to do some fitness. You could be corporate. You could be a kid that wants to hit the bag. You could be someone that goes in there to just feel comfortable working out. And I think in this area, how it's being built up, I think it's a perfect fit for the perfect area.
Johnny, just away from this for the moment, I don't know if you saw Dillian White's comeback against Christian Hammer, but yeah, he's back in the ring. What did you make of it, and who do you want to see him fight next?
I'm happy for Dillian, because I'm quite sure he's very frustrated in regards to his career being put on stop. Potential about fighting Anthony Joshua, it was all derailed, and he was back in action. If it started, that's me sorted out through the British Boxing Board of Control. Well, good for him, and the problem's being addressed or being solved. I think Dillian White has proven that he's a force to be reckoned with. He's that kind of fighter that he's a gatekeeper. He's the kind of guy that if you can't get past me, he ain't going anywhere. He's touched the heights, but he's just fallen short. So I think what we saw was a lot of frustration being egged out. He wasn't in the greatest of conditions, but he wants to fight. That's what he does. So I'm I'm glad he got in the mix and got the fight going on.
Johnny, reports today that Daniel Dubois and Filip Hrgović might fight later this year. Where does that leave Joshua?
Joshua's in a great position because obviously he fights the winner of Usyk Fury, but it's a case of does he hang about and wait, and he started to create some consistency and confidence with ability in his career. Does he wait and hang around and put himself back again, or does he have the pick of a bunch? I'm quite sure there are fighters out there for him to fight. Could do Joseph Parker again. You know, there are fights there for him. And so for him, it's a case of which way they think is the smartest route for him moving forward.
Tony Bellew praised the link-up between Joshua and Ben Davison, saying that was key to the win last time out. Do you agree with that? Do you think that has been key?
You know what? I'll say how it is. You know, Ben Davison, I said, how's this guy, you know, been given a Porsche? You know, what credentials have he got to be given a Porsche? And what's he going to do? And I didn't favour it because it didn't make sense to me. Then when you see, you know, he didn't add to AJ's physical artillery. He added to his mental artillery to have confidence in his ability. So whatever he said, whatever he's done, worked for him. That's what AJ needed. He needed to believe in himself, because everything we've seen AJ do when he was raw, rugged, you know, probably naive. Then he got safer and safer and safer. Ben has turned something to open that tap to say, come on, believe in yourself. And maybe it's an accumulation of Ben, it's an accumulation of how the public have reacted to AJ's when he's lost and when he's done good and when he's done bad. So he's pissed off. He's like, you know what, I've got nothing to lose here. And Ben said, look, you've got nothing to lose. You believe in yourself. You can do this and this. Look what you've done. And so that AJ, that spike edge AJ, that's what he needs to bring in. You know, be professional. And the one thing I've got to commend him on, after the fight, he didn't jump about as though he's won a world title. He walked out and said, well, what do you expect? This is what should happen. If you're putting in a complete novice with a world-class fighter, that's what should happen. And if he'd have dropped on his yes, then you'd be thinking, yo, that's two fight novice should be there. He dealt with it correctly, and that's what Tyson Fury did. But Tyson Fury, we can't just blame Tyson Fury for his performance. Tyson Fury was the spearhead. We all looked at Ngannou and thought, nah, it's a done deal. You know, Tyson Fury, unfortunately, was a fighter that dropped the ball and thought, yeah, it's a done deal, made a mistake. We all made a mistake. Tyson Fury, publicly suffered the consequences of the mistake.
Just on that, Fury's looking like he's in good shape now. He's releasing social media videos. What would you make of it? Do you think he is in better shape? He is more motivated?
Without a doubt. You look at him now. You look at the Tyson Fury that rocks up for the Ngannou fight. It's like two different people. You know, and Greg Merritt does an amazing job. He's a fitness. He's a guy that does the diet and everything, and he does an amazing job. I've worked with Greg. He knows exactly what he's doing, and he doesn't waste his time with time wasters. So he's invested his time and his expertise in Tyson Fury. Very good at his job. I'll always praise him. Give him a big shout out. I think Tyson Fury, the best Tyson Fury beats the best Oleksandr Usyk. Anybody below par loses. I think Tyson Fury has got probably a bit more artillery to his, probably a bit more tools to his artillery in regards to he can fight close to the bone. He can possibly, get himself in a position where the referee wanted to pull him and potentially be close to getting a warning. But he needs to fight. He needs to be in that position. He needs to make a man feel as though that's not fair. He needs to make Usyk feel uncomfortable. If anybody's that kind of fight, it's Tyson Fury. You saw when he went to punch Ngannou and hit him with the elbow, got away with it. But if you're fighting, you're there to fight, and you're going to get away with whatever you possibly can. Tyson Fury is very capable of being that kind of fighter, and that fighter needs to turn up to be Oleksandr Usyk.
Lastly, Johnny, Ngannou made some comments about being tired in the run up to the fight with AJ. Late ring walk, and then he said he felt like he was tricked because he was told to get to the arena way before Joshua was. What do you make of those comments? Are those excuses or just how he feels?
It's the naivety of professional sport, of professional boxing. And remember, he's a novice. novice. He's a novice, and you're going to have to learn on the job. He's learning on the job, and so he's complaining now, but he's part of the job. You know, you don't fall for those things. But he's only a 2-fight professional novice, so you can understand he's complaining. But you know what? We all go through many things as professional fighters coming through, and you think that's not fair. That should have happened. It's part of the job. You've just got to get over that.
Just before I forget, Johnny, Canelo yesterday said that to fight David Benavidez, he wants 150 million, 200 million. A lot of fans are saying, well, you know, you don't really want the fight then. Does he not want it at this stage?
Because he has a pulling power. He has a pulling power. He's one of the very few fighters that, in the position he's in, he can pick and choose who he fights. He can pick and choose his purse, and 9 times out of 10 he'll probably get it. So what's he doing wrong?
Is his legacy affected if he doesn't fight Benavidez?
You know what? Is it affected? We can always say, could he, should he? Is he the fighter he was? No, he's not. The fighter he is in a great commanding position. So that's down to him and how he deals with moving forward. But because he's still a force to be reckoned with.
Johnny, appreciate your time. You still doing your podcast with Spencer?
We are. We're actually going to drop one today. Actually.
Tell us where to find it.
Be patient. Be patient. It's going to be sweet, man.
Johnny, I appreciate it. We'll see you next week for Clark Woodley.
Nice one.